What's going on YouTube? I'm the Zombicutioner, and today I'm going to be giving you guys an analysis / explanation on Richtofen's new plan and why he shot himself in the Giant trailer. Before that, I have a little proposal for you guys. I'm going to be uploading Zombies content, so that means Zombies history, Zombies storyline, Zombies top 5, Zombies gameplay and challenges, etc. So if you guys like that kind of content, subscribe for more videos, leave a like, tell a friend. But if you guys don't, that's okay, just click off. But I am super interested in this. I'm going to be bringing you guys great content, so I'm not going to keep you guys waiting any longer, so I'm going to get right in the explanation. So be sure to like, subscribe, and all that stuff, and here we go. Okay, so I'm sure all of us have seen the Giant trailer by now, but if you haven't, I will leave that link down in the description. And I think we can all agree that it's kind of a mind and time fuck, because here you have our origin characters who have gone forward in time, but yet they're still old Richtofen, and then young Richtofen is there too, and he shoots himself in the head. Now I will be explaining this all to you guys just briefly. So the first thing I want to explain is that the reason they're doing this is that they're trying to rewrite history. So they're trying to make the world a better place. But that's just how Richtofen describes it when he shoots himself. Because we don't know, but the younger origin characters didn't expect their old young Richtofen to shoot himself. In fact, they were kind of teasing the old Richtofen, not to open the teleporter, because they knew that Richtofen was so ignorant and what he wanted he would get. And if they made him believe that there was great power and great evil behind that, obviously Richtofen is going to want that power. So they baited him into doing it. So when they did it, he opens it and outsteps young Richtofen. And before I get into why he shot himself, I wanted you guys to notice. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but there was the blood vials from two of the characters at Mob of the Dead. Now it is specified that it might have been Sal and Finn's blood vials, but that's not limited to it, because after Richtofen shoots himself, you could see him step down to his old self and lean over him as if it kind of looks like he might be taking blood, which could mean that he's taking blood from all the characters that he's met, which means that it may not necessarily be Sal and Finn, that it could also be Weasel and Billy, and we're not exactly sure, or any mixture of all of them. So this could tie into Richtofen's new plan on what he's got going on, but keep in mind that this Richtofen isn't insane. He probably still is ignorant and doesn't understand murder from natural death and everything, but this Richtofen hasn't touched the pyramid yet, which means that he's not this schizophrenic, crazy Richtofen that hears all these voices. That is a big clue to this new plan, because when Richtofen explains that he wants to make the world a better tomorrow, he probably actually means it, because he's not going crazy hearing all these voices in his head telling him to do these mischievous things that can beyond comprehension on how evil they are. So that is a big clue. You have to keep that in mind, that Richtofen isn't exactly crazy yet. So the reason he shot himself is something that we don't really know, because even the young origin characters, the other three, Nikolai, Dempsey, and Takio, acted like they were surprised as well. Because he steps out, shoots himself in the head, and Dempsey screams, "Damn it, Richtofen, I thought we were through with this." And that's when Richtofen says that he's doing this to make the world, he's doing this to make a better tomorrow. So I think he actually means that he wants to make the world a better tomorrow, because as we know, that Buried was the last actual Easter egg that we can complete with Richtofen and Max's. And either way that you complete it, you lose. So you can't really complete it to go like the right path. And then you have Die Rise, which was actually probably like the last map in the storyline, but that doesn't really correlate with this. So these characters in Richtofen probably are going back in time to right these wrongs, because Richtofen doesn't want it to end up like it did, because this young Richtofen, even though he's not crazy, he's not exactly evil yet either, because if you guys remember that the Origins Richtofen actually completed the Easter egg to help Samantha and Maxis reunite. So he actually doesn't hate Maxis, and if you guys remember in the cutscene for Origins, that Richtofen was actually doing surgery on Maxis's brain to preserve his body. So he actually didn't hate him, he liked him at the time. So This isn't a bad thing that he shot him, because this old Richtofen is this crazy guy that nobody likes. So young Richtofen is actually doing the right thing, it seems like. Okay, so after Richtofen shoots himself, he leans over him, and like I mentioned earlier, he may be taking blood because he was down there quite a while, which means he actually may have enough time to draw the blood, and he may be collecting the blood from the other players. But all in all, Richtofen has a plan. He has a new plan, because obviously his old one didn't work. He knows what happened. So this new plan may involve collecting blood to try to cure this zombie outbreak, but he's being really sneaky about it, and he won't tell anybody what's going on. So this leads me to think that maybe Richtofen is still a little messed up in the head, and maybe he's not doing this for a better tomorrow. but that's still hard for me to believe. I do think that he's doing this to try to preserve what's going on. But see, because when at the very beginning of the Giant trailer, you hear Maxis screaming at the old Richtofen. Keep in mind, the old Richtofen let him out of the teleporter, and you could hear him telling Samantha to stay close to him. And this is just sad to hear. But you could hear him asking to get taken out, and then the old Richtofen says, "Goodbye, Dr. Maxis," and then the clock strikes 3. And then this is when the origin characters step up and point guns at Richtofen, telling him not to do all this stuff. And so the young Richtofen steps out, and this is when the actual plan for them to rewrite history begins, although it wasn't planned that the old Richtofen would die. So the final thing that people have actually had a lot of questions about is the picture that came out when they released a picture of the 3 younger origin characters and then Richtofen with a blanked out face and an X across his name. And a lot of people then believed after they saw the Giant trailer, like, oh, it's because Richtofen shot himself. But that doesn't make sense, because these are the origin characters, and the origin Richtofen is still alive. So it wouldn't make sense for them to cross his face out, because he shot the older Richtofen, and that would mean that therefore he would still be there, because that Richtofen is still there. And then people say it's because Richtofen's trying to save this whole storyline, and that's why he's not in his dimension, he's not in his world. But that doesn't make sense either, because the other 3 characters aren't in theirs either. They're all together in the same place trying to write a better tomorrow. We don't really know why there's an X across Richtofen's face, and I don't think we'll really actually know until the Easter egg or after the Giant, or when they reveal more information. And when I do find that out, I will be bringing that to you guys. So I'm going to give you guys a quick recap on what has actually been said in this video, just so you guys better understand, because I know that was a lot that was going on. Okay guys, so here's a quick breakdown. So the origin characters have come forward in time together with the older Richtofen to bait him into opening the teleporter, but it wasn't expected that the young Richtofen would shoot the older one. But the reason he did this was because he may be collecting blood vials, which is why he has the blood vials of Sal and Finn from Mob of the Dead, but it's not limited to those people as well, because after he shoots him, he leans down and may be collecting some of his blood. He's doing this because he wants to make tomorrow a better place. And that's why they're all here. They're all here because they want to right the wrongs that they made. Because in Buried, when you complete the Easter egg, there is no winning. So this Richtofen doesn't hate Maxis, and he may be doing this to save Maxis and Samantha, because the old Richtofen did trap them. So the young Richtofen may have shot him because of this reason. So if you guys liked the video and you guys clicked on it because you guys are just as interested in this as I am, feel free to maybe subscribe, maybe leave a like, some comments down below, any questions that you guys might have. I am always free to open questions. I want to do a couple Q&As on the zombie storyline because I'm so interested in it. I know some of you guys out there are too. So if you guys want to see more great content like this, more storyline content, more history of zombies, I will be uploading that very often. I will be uploading top 5s as well. So be sure to just like, subscribe, and all that stuff. I'm going to leave my Twitter link down in the description, as well as a couple of my friends that do YouTube as well, Cobra God and JPaws. I'll leave their links down in the description. So thank you guys for watching. It really means a lot. I'm doing this channel for you guys and my personal enjoyment. So peace out, guys.